Hey everyone, welcome back. Today I've got the Telefunken TDA-1 DI box here in the studio. D what? I've never had one of these before, and I've been doing music for a while, so what's it all about? Well, I guess these are used to take an instrument and get it straight into your mixing board or your sound card, as this is the case here. I was hoping to use it for my bass. I've been a bass player for quite a while, and bass guitar is one of those applications for DI. People will plug their bass guitar into the DI and run it straight into the board. So it'll give it a little bit more of a cleaner sound, or at least that's what I heard. I've never had one, like I said. So I picked this one up. This is from Telefunken Elektroakustik. I was working with it earlier today, and I thought I'd run it through a few applications. So first up, we've got bass guitar, and then we've also got some other instruments as well. So here's how it's going to work. I've got a splitter. One cable is going to go straight into my sound card, which is an RME, and the other cable is going to go into the Telefunken. And these are pretty much the same kind of guitar cables you'll see. I bought them both at the same time from the same company, same length. So hopefully a pretty fair test here. All right, so let's take a listen to some bass with and without the DI. All right, so like I said, I was doing these tests earlier today, and I was listening to it, and I'm like, yeah, I can hear something here. So it might be a little hard to hear on YouTube, but here's what I hear. So the DI sounds a little brighter, and that doesn't really surprise me because it's marketed as being run through these extra nice circuitry, etc., transformers. So that didn't quite surprise me. But it does sound nice. But here's the other thing that I noticed. If you pay attention, you can hear the little bit quieter bass notes are easier to hear with the DI, which is kind of neat because they don't get lost. Now for bass players, we all know it's really, really challenging to keep the exact same volume level on every finger stroke. And as a result, we usually use compressors to kind of even out the sound a little bit. So it's almost like I'm getting that kind of more evened out sound for free by running it through the DI. And it's also giving me a little bit more brightness. It just sounds a little more polished. So that's what I'm hearing. All right, well, I thought I'd kind of go around the room a little bit and pick up a few other things that may not always be DI'd, but let's give it a shot. So I have here a Yocto drum machine. This is one of those drum machines you can build it yourself in a kit, DIY kind of thing. So I've got that here, and I'm going to give that a run through here as well. Again, this kind of instrument has the kind of outs that would be fair game, I guess, for lack of a better word, to be used with the DI, with kind of the regular unbalanced outputs from my understanding. And again, I'm not a DI guru or anything. This is my first one, but let's just take a listen. So yeah, I'm hearing the same kind of thing. Like it just sounds a little nicer going through the DI. Could I get this tone a different way? Probably, but it does seem to add a little sweetness to it. And again, you might hear on the hi-hats, it seems like the quieter parts just get a little bit more, they just carry through a little bit better. And now I'm actually getting a little curious about this because it just seems to be a little bit more than what I expected. This quieter stuff seems to still be perceivable a little bit more. Is it just the treble? I'm not really sure about that. So here's my last thing to check. Now for this application, it's a little bit outside the box or whatever you want to call it. So what I've got here is I've got a vocal. So I've worked with some great vocalists over the years, and here's a vocal from part of one of my earlier tracks called Summertime. I'm going to run that through the DI. Now this is a little bit of an illegal operation in the sense that you don't really run microphones through DIs, for my understanding. I actually thought I'd give it a try. It doesn't work. But what I've done instead is I've taken my sound card, I've taken the headphone out, which is the right kind of output for the DI. And I've routed that back through the DI and then back into my sound card. Now, if you try this trick, pay attention, because you could get a very horrible feedback loop and blow something up. Maybe not. But you want to pay real close attention if you're sending stuff through your headphone out and then back through. But I did a few tests ahead of time to make sure no sound cards would have exploded. So let's take a listen to this vocal.
Summertime makes me think of you. Summertime makes me think of you.
All right, so now I can again hear the same kind of thing. It seems like the quieter parts, I could pick them up a little bit more. And I thought I'm going to zoom in on the video here. And what I can definitely see on the waveform, I've got the before and after in my DAW. And I can see that in fact, the waveform is showing a little bit more kind of a compressed, leveled out waveform. So it is actually doing a little bit of audio cleanup on the vocal. Again, vocals, just like many other things that are kind of live, there are some volume fluctuations. So by sending this through the DI, it's actually kind of compressing or evening out some of these vocal phrases. So it's very interesting for me to know that and literally see it. But that's something, you learn something every day. So overall, this is a little bit of a niche item, and it did cost a little bit of money, but almost kind of wishing I had gotten the stereo option to run a few more things through, because it does seem to add a little something. All right, well, that's my review of the Telefunken TDA-1 DI box. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment. Really appreciate all of that. And again, thanks for watching.